Hey, hey, what's going on, everybody? Late night for some of y'all, but I'm here.
Todd Bowles back here in Washington, where he won a Super Bowl with the Redskins. Defensive back with the Skins on that team. That Super Bowl MVP, Doug Williams.
Got the
You can see
game on.
Todd in the background of the I'm Going to Disney World commercial.
About to watch these bums lose. And yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan.
Drives the ball over the middle and gives it complete to Darvin Kinsey, the rookie from Texas Southern. Lisa.
Turn it down some. But now I got good. Sean, what's up, boy? My man. Isha. What's up, Isha? Jaggy. Jagging now. If y'all didn't see that, what I had left on my page, on my timeline, got a real powerful 10-point facts too. Strong facts, man. Strong facts. A 10-point little survey that I want to share with y'all that I didn't get to do earlier today. And it's 10 reasons why, excuse me, 10 reasons why marriages fail. And I wanted to break them down from top to bottom. So I'm going to wait till y'all kind of chime in a little bit. I ain't going to be long. I'm specifically talking about one thing. And it's about the 10 ways of how marriages fail. So that's what I'll be going into. And man, he got drilled. But yeah, that's what I'm going into, man. This may help somebody. It's gonna bless somebody. Y'all don't forget to share this, man. To somebody. You may need it. And I just hope that it don't fall on deaf ears. But it's one of those late night. It's early for me, but one of those, late evening videos that I wanted to put out there because it's important. Not only that it's important, man, it's something that people may, each point that I make, people may have dealt with one or maybe all of them before and don't even understand that the reason why they had gotten to say second and third and fourth marriage is because the result of one of these 10 things and I'm going to break down. So I'm not waiting for everybody to get in. I'm not waiting for nothing. I just ask that you share this and you take heed into what I'm talking about. And I got it all stored and on my written down because it was too much to write on a piece of paper. So I got it all pretty much saved on my laptop. How many minutes got? 18 seconds? Oh, the Redskins about to lose, man. They about to lose. Okay. Again, y'all, it's a late. I'm doing a little teaching seminar, pretty much. And I'm gonna run right through this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from 10 to number 1. So I'm gonna go to the least thing to the greatest thing of why The top 10 reasons why marriages fail. But I'm gonna go from 10 all the way down to 1. I'm gonna start from 10, and I'm gonna give a short narrative of it. If anybody have any questions or anybody wanna chime in or say what they want to say in retrospect to each one I go into, then feel free. If not, just listen in and just share this again. Share this or go back and listen to the video. So again, this have I got enlarged this though? Let me see something. Oh, now I can see it. But the top 10 reasons marriage fails. And I wanted to bring this about because there's so many so-called gurus or people that tries to go into all these different strategies and try to figure out from their own understanding, and they don't do no research or get any type of statistics of what's been going on in pretty much the predominant low income areas or just in the urban communities on why these things happen. But it applies to everybody. It applies to all races. But for some reason, it seems like we really kind of get hit hard and we really fall suspect to these 10 reasons why marriages fail, because at the end of the day, the span of newlyweds are, and it's sad, 2 to 3 years. You got a 2 to 3 year span on marriages now. That is crazy. Like, and most of the people that I've talked to, they didn't even have. Oh man, these dudes and got a field goal. Boo. And most people I've talked to, after 18 months, if you can get past that 18, it's an 18-month gap. And I see you on here, Jackie. I see you on here, sis. If you can get past that 18 months gap, then you can kind of your head is above water. So whether you're married or not married, these 10 PowerPoints is going to help a lot of people. It's going to bring awareness to a lot of things of why 10 reasons why marriages fail. And I'm going to say not all marriages, but I'm going to say almost majority, just about majority of all marriages fail because of these 10 reasons. And I've sat down with people, and if it wasn't one, it was all. If it wasn't 2, it was probably 3. But it's always a reason of the points I'm gonna make. Why? What's up, Mo? What's up, cuz? It's always a reason why. What's up, Elaine? It's always a reason why the marriages fail. I've sat down with plenty of people. I've had so many. I'm talking about 15, 20 years, 30 years. It don't matter. I'll probably be being a little exaggerated about the 30 years, but it's been people that I've sat down with, and these are the reasons. So I'm gonna give y'all 10 reasons why marriage failed. I had this stuff. I had to write it out, print it, not print it, but I had to copy it because I didn't want to be looking from these. It was too much to write from these, so I didn't want to write on these little things. It was too much. I could have put 10 PowerPoints from this. So, but again, y'all don't forget to share this. What's up, Mo? Where you been at, man? Where you been at Alcatraz somewhere? Nah, I'm messing with you, man. What's up, young blood? But nah, seriously, I want to give y'all these 10 points. It's going to bless somebody. It's going to help somebody. And, oh, this Jones tripping. Oh, this is on Eagles and the Patriots. Oh, nah, I ain't watching that. Nah, that just came on. And which I knew that was going to come back on. But these bums done won. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm quadruple tasking. NBA action. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. What's that? Why I need it? But so look. So here's your 10 reasons. Don't judge me. Judge your pastor. Super addiction. And they almost gone. Now, I ask for those who are watching right now that they have ears to hear, eyes to see, and a spirit to be able to discern and to receive this message. This is going to help you out a lot. If not, you can help somebody else out a lot, whether you're married or not married. But I'm giving you 10 reasons, the top 10 reasons why marriage fails. So, you want to write it down, get your notes out, whatever you want to do. Let's get it. Okay? And hey Sean, what's up with you, man? What's going on, man? What you doing, man? You've been chilling lately, man. My man. Alright, I'm gonna start from 10 and I'm gonna work my way down to 1. Number 10. One of the reasons why marriages fails. One of the reasons. Time problems. And I'm gonna explain. It's a narrative I have on it. I'm gonna explain. Work and home schedules are not always compatible. Time spent apart and time spent together are equally important for maintaining a good marriage and relationship. When time is used in a balanced way, it results in opportunities for growth and harmony. A lot of time spent alone without a corresponding period of quality time spent together puts a lot of stress on a marriage. Let me say it again. Time problems. It's number 10. Time problems. Write this down, jot it down somewhere, wherever. Time problems. I'm starting from 10 all the way down to 1. Work and home schedules are not available or are not always compatible. Time spent apart and time spent together are equally important for maintaining a good married relationship. When time is used in a balanced way, let me say it again, a balanced way, it results in opportunities for growth and harmony. A lot of time spent alone without a corresponding period of quality time spent together puts a lot of stress on the marriage. So, time problems. That's one of the reasons why people gets divorced and why marriage fails. Time problems. Time plays a big role because some people are big on time, and if they don't get the time they need, then hey, they in a trick bag, man. So for those who are just chiming in, top 10 reasons why marriage fails. Please go back and listen to this video, share it. I'm going to break everything down one by one, but I'm going to start from 10 all the way down to 1. So the first one I said was time problems. I broke it down, a narrative, excuse me, and I'm about to go to 9 for those who just getting on. But I'm going to go back and reiterate the first one. And I'm saying I'm going to go from 10. What's up, Tracy? What's up, Lisa? I'm going to go from 10 all the way down to 1. Start from the least to the greatest. And this is something that I want to bring about that I was going to talk about earlier, but I couldn't talk about it because I had been on for like 2 hours and I couldn't fit all of what I was saying. And I want to specifically talk about the top 10 reasons why marriage fails. So I'm gonna go over 10 one more time, and I'm gonna move right to the next one. So number 10, if you want to write it down or get your little something to whatever you want to do in your phone or whatever. Number 10 is time problems. And here's the narrative on it. Work and home schedules are not always compatible. Time spent apart and time spent together are equally important for maintaining a good marriage, maintaining a good marriage relationship. When time is used in a balanced way, it results into opportunities for growth and harmony. Excuse me. A lot of time spent alone without corresponding. Hold on, I'm sorry. Cause see now my did I spell that? Yeah, I spelled it right. When time is used in a balanced way, it results in opportunities of growth and harmony. A lot of time spent alone with a corresponding period of quality time spent together puts a lot of stress on the marriage. So it's going to put a lot of stress on the marriage. Without being able to correspond, you know, that time y'all putting together, that y'all trying to spend together. Like, you can't allow the work and the home schedules to like dictate everything. You can't. You have to understand. Timing is everything, but then you have to make the time. You might work at 10. He may work in the early. You might work at 10 night. He working early in the morning. You have to be able to come to a place where y'all can have this time, and because it's not going to always be compatible, and work through that. And this comes the sacrifice in it. When she get home, I know I'll be tired, but you know what? Let me get some extra sleep, because when she get home, I gotta get up in the morning. But let me try to stay up a little longer. Watch this. Stay up a little longer, just to maybe watch a movie with her, and we just may cuddle and talk. But then I'm okay. It'll start to, help our marriage some. But just being like, you know what, man, you work all the way downtown, and by the time you get home, I'll be tired. Or you vice versa. You saying, you know what? When I get up in the morning, you sleep and you don't want to get up, and I'll be saying, baby, I want to talk to you and fix you breakfast and have a good conversation before you go to work. But you can't be selfish, and that all has to do with selfish. So selfishness comes into the time thing now. So let me move to the next thing. But that's number 10. I'm starting from 10, y'all, all the way down to number 1. And the first one, number 10, starting at 10, was time problems. You can go back and listen to this. You can share it to somebody else that may need it. But trust me, this is going to bless you. So keep your ears on, keep your eyes open. The next thing, number 9, expectation problems. This one right here, I've particularly dealt with on so many different levels of having sessions of marriage counseling. And let me break it down. The ability, and it's number 9, expectation problems. The ability to adapt to changes in a married life often depends on having, listen y'all, realistic expectation about a spouse and the marriage relationship itself. Let me say it again. The ability to adapt to changes in married life often depend on having realistic expectations about a spouse and the marriage relationship itself. It is common for disillusionment. Let me say it again. Disillusionment to set in when the romantic or other unrealistic expectations are not met. I'm going to say that again. It's common for disillusionment. For those that don't know what disillusionment, get your dictionary beside you. It is common for disillusionment to set in, meaning you're delusional. But you know the definition. For some of y'all that don't know, I'll give it to y'all in a second. It is common for disillusionment to set in when romantic or other unrealistic expectations are not met. Over time, unmet expectations can generate enough dissatisfaction to make meaningful compromise impossible. Check that out. Let me say the last part of that of that narrative. A lot of time spent, Over time, unmet expectations can generate enough dissatisfaction to make meaningful compromise impossible. So now you have a meaningful situation that can come into almost, I'm gonna say meaningful compromise, meaning let's compromise on this. Let's compromise. But because the expectation has been so unrealistic, stay with me, y'all. Now, even that is, listen, even that part is impossible. Even trying to, because you done took a plate. And listen, people always say expectations, but I got expectations. We gotta have expectations. Okay, everybody got expectations, but let's be realistic. All that trying to have all these different types of, well, I like this, and this is usually how I like eggs, or this is usually the way my bed got to be made, and all this other stuff. Some stuff is common sense, some stuff is warranted, but then you have those out of the ordinary, oblivious types of things, man, where now you can't even. Now you can't even generate enough satisfaction to make any type of meaningful compromise. When you can't make a meaningful compromise, then the expectation problem is one of the things that allows the marriage to fail. So that's number 9. What's up, Deshaun? So now I'm going to go into number 8. Moving right along. And guess what that is? Personality problems. Number 8, personality problems is one of the reasons why marriage fails. And let me elaborate the narrative on it. There are many kinds of personality traits that can make a couple incompatible and unable to reach agreement in matters concerning sex, intellect, and emotion. Partners that have compulsive needs to please or belittle can make relationships. No, let me go back. I'm reading too fast. Partners that have compulsive needs to please or belittle can make honest communication impossible. Negative personality traits make a long-term relationship unbearable and divorce a real possibility. I'm going to read this again. Number 8 is personality problems. There are many kinds of personality traits that can make a couple incompatible and unable to reach agreement in matters of concerning sex, intellect, and emotion. Partners that have compulsive needs to please or belittle can make honest communication impossible. Negative personality traits make a long-term relationship unbearable and divorce a real possibility. So, you get with somebody and I'm reading off of, I can't really, I'm looking at the stuff I wrote down, but it's so small. But I'm taking my time because I want y'all to get this, and that's why I'm going over it again. That's why you're gonna have to go back and listen to this again. You're gonna have to go back and soak all this up. I'm at number 8, but where I was at, I was saying that the personality traits. We always think that the other put like this, to have that compulsive need to please or belittle is gonna always be a problem. These personalities usually always get in the way with a lot of things, man. How y'all say you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be extra. Just keep it real. Be like when you start to have these negative personality traits, then it becomes an unbearable thing. And now you you just in it for like, you're just trying to hold on to dear life. But really, you at the stage in your life and at the point of the relationship that you like, you want to let it go. Make sure you get with somebody that, and this is me, I'm big on personality. So I'm the type of person, like, with the looks and all that other stuff. Now, at the end of the day, your personality, because I'm an outgoing person, and my personality it stands out. So I'm not saying you have to be like me, but I need to understand and know that your personality is something that fits me, fits the way that I am, as far as my character. Everybody don't have the type of personality traits that's good enough to be with the person that they think they should be with, and that's what kind of like breaks the ice in a lot of things. But it's after you already married. As I always say, show me your trump card now, so I can know what I can really deal with, so I can know how you really are, whether good, bad, and indifferent. Like, you know what? Nah, he the type of person, or she the type of person, every time she get mad, then she start to do this. And every time she get mad, she start to do that. Or every time you have to understand that personality means everything, man, at the end of the day. So, I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to kind of break it down into a sense, but I'm trying to take my time, and I'm trying to just get through it, because I don't want to really, all the PowerPoints that I'm making, you can be able to go back and to determine and use that for your relationship, or if you're in a marriage, and it'll help you out in so many different ways. I'm just naming the top 10 reasons why marriage fails, and I'm going from, again, 10 all the way down to 1. And I'm at right now, I'm at number 7, I'm sorry. And number 7, one of the reasons why marriage fails is abuse problems, which is a very, very common and known thing, but I'm going to get into something about that that's very, very key that a lot of people don't even take in consideration, and it's even deadly than just physical abuse, and it's the verbal abuse. But let me break it down. So number 7, if you got a piece of paper, anything around you, write down abuse problems. It's one of the reasons why marriages fail. Abuse of any kind is never acceptable in a marriage. Physical and verbal abuse are all too often the causes of a marital breakdown. Sexual abuse and emotional abuse also falls into the category. Let me say that again. Sexual abuse and emotional abuse also fall into that category. See, people didn't know nothing about sexual abuse. Yeah, you could be in a marriage and you could be being sexually abused. They say, how can that happen? I'm telling you, it happens all the time. Sexual abuse and emotional abuse also fall into this category. One partner's desire to degrade, check this out, y'all. One partner's desire to degrade their spouse in an ongoing pattern of abuse will surely cause a marriage to fail in due time. Verbal abuse, as I always say, there's life and death in the power of the tongue. You have to be careful of making emotional decisions and emotional rants where you say stuff that you can't take back, and now the person eventually starts to think whatever you're saying is really what you mean. Now, you don't really mean it sometimes, but if you keep telling somebody over and over again, they fat. They call them a fat B, you fat B, or you keep calling him, you dirty this, you broke that, or you ugly this. After a while, you begin to take that in, and the verbal part of it, it abuses you. It abuses you in so many ways, not just physically, it abuses you mentally. And not only mentally, it abuses you spiritually. So now the verbal abuse can do way more than somebody actually putting their hand on you. Not saying that the hand is not something that's going to really put you in a place where you just say, you know what, our bruise going to heal. But guess what? That sharp tongue can cut so deep that you'll never ever forget it. So be careful, man, on how you speak to your spouse. Be careful on how you speak to your husband or your wife when you get mad. And say, you know what, I was just mad. So I just, I told him he ain't no good, and the sex is whack, and he ain't never make me happy and all that. You say stuff like that, and after the 15th time you said that, He's saying to you like, I don't believe you. Every time you get mad, all you say is that, I work this little stupid trash truck job and it ain't bringing in that much money and this and that. You only every time you get mad. So now I'm really starting to believe that you really feel like this about me. And now it's hurting him. Just like her. You know she just had the baby, man. And your whole thing is the way you want to get back at her is, you know what? You're all big. You got stretch marks. Your neck got big. Your back got all these rolls. And every time you argue, though. But you love her. But you keep saying that. So now it's no more every time you keep on, watch this, Lord. Watch this. Thank you, Lord. You keep saying to your wife every time you get mad, you ain't able to fat this. Or you look at you. You don't even do nothing no more. Your clothes look all bent out of shape. You don't put no makeup on no more. You look crazy. So now she like, and then, so, okay, I'm going too fast. Let me slow down. So then you saying to yourself, damn, do he really think of me like this? Okay. Oh, here he comes with this speech. Baby, I was mad. And I just wanted I'm sorry. Now you have a problem because how many I'm sorries are you going to take? Come on, I don't know who this for, but y'all know what's up. Or vice versa. She keeps saying, you ain't never had nothing, or you had money and now you broke, or all you ever did was you never worked for nobody. You always panhandle. You just been a bum. You been a bum. So now when she come back and telling you, like, baby, I be getting mad, so you know how I just, this be rolling off my tongue. I just be saying anything, and he saying, nah, man. I don't believe you. I don't believe that. I believe what you saying now. And it's hurt me to the point, it's crushed me to the point, so now that I'm, listening to this, like, I got a change of heart. And people have a change of heart. Trust me, man. The abuse problems is one of the most important, but I got it at number 7 because it's not just physical. It could be mentally. It could be sexually. Abuse is abuse, but verbal abuse cuts deep, man. Verbal abuse cuts deep. So number 7 is verbal abuse. Write that down, and I'm moving right along. Again, I'm going from the 10 most reasons why marriages fail, and I'm going from 10 all the way down to 1. Right now I'm at number 6. I was just at number 7. Number 7 was abuse problems. So just trying to give you a narrative on that. I'm going to keep moving forward. Don't forget to share this, y'all. Don't forget to go back if you need to. For those married or not married, or know somebody that's married or they need this help, go back and share this, man. Go back and watch the video. I'm going to break it down to you. And I'm giving y'all all facts. I'm not giving y'all my opinion. I'm giving you all facts. I've done the research. I've helped people in marriage with these things. I've used this stuff on speaking, and now I'm teaching and telling y'all to help other people because I was going to go do it earlier, but now I'm doing it now. So it's late. We up. We can sit and dialogue. If y'all got any questions, another thing. If you got any questions, ask me while I'm on here. Other than that, I'm going to keep on rolling through. So again, I'm at number 6. And number 6, and if y'all give me 1 second, is addiction problems. Another main one. Addiction problems. That's number 6. Write that down. Give me a second. Hey, man. Okay. And I can't move. I'm sorry. I can't move, y'all. I'm here. Blue Eye. What's up, Blue? Y'all ain't playing? My man, Blue, man. J.Y. Dynamite drummer, man. Peace and blessings to you, King. My man, Blue Eye, man. I was looking for this other piece of paper that I had For those just chiming in, let me say it again. The topic that I'm teaching on tonight is the 10 most reasons why marriages fail. I'm at number 6. You can go back and listen to the video. You can share it, or you can bless somebody else that's married. Because even if you're not married, it can help. It can help you maybe in the long run, or you can help somebody that you know that's married. But this is good stuff right here. Man, I was looking for something else, but number 6 is let me see. No, I can't find it. But number 6 is addiction problems. Now, this is a mean one right here. Another mean one. And this is something that messes up marriages too. One of the reasons that messes marriages up. But let me break it down though. So here's the narrative on addiction problems. It's number 6. Drug, alcohol, and gambling abuse are all forms of addiction. Any addiction, I don't care what addiction. Any addiction is addiction. But I wrote down drug, alcohol, and gambling abuse are all forms of addiction that are very detrimental to a marriage. Even without the presence of physical or verbal abuse. Watch this. The behavior of the addicted spouse. Okay? I don't know what's going on. I'll just clear up something. There we go. Even the behavior of the addicted spouse can make normal married life impossible. Addictions are also a common source of money problems. In marriage as well. So your addictions, I don't care what it is, can allow so much strife, so much destruction, so much miscommunication. It touches on so many things. Gamblers, man. You can gamble so much that you end up losing your house, your car, your job, and even your wife or your husband. That's why the gambling thing is so. And y'all know what drugs can do. Drugs can have you stealing from your own wife, your own husband, all types of your own kids, being negligent in bills, and just a lot of things, man. So addiction problems is one of the reasons why marriages fail. And if you don't get help for it right away, you run right into a trick bag, and then now you saying, God, well, why did? But see, these things need to be addressed, and these things need to be noticed in the beginning of the relationship. So you don't want to go into the marriage knowing that he or she was already had some type of addiction. Now you make the decision and you think that you can change them. You can't change them. They have to want to change for themselves, and the way they came into the marriage, that's how they're gonna be majority of the times. People think that they got married, so they gonna, I'm gonna start doing better. I'm gonna start, I'm gonna stop going to strip clubs, or I'm gonna stop going to do this, and I'm gonna stop. Nah, that don't change. That stuff correlates and goes right into the marriage. So, addiction problems. If they already addicted to smoking K2 or shoplifting, or anything, drinking 10 pints of 10 gallons of whatever every day, that's how they gonna be, and it's gonna be a detriment to the marriage. It's gonna destroy the marriage just as fast in the speed. But I talk to a lot of people all the time, man. I know some people right now as we speak, their marriage is destroyed because their significant others are addicted to whatever they're addicted to. And they can't leave it alone. And usually when you have a problem like that and they don't want to get help, it's not going to help you anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to help nothing anyway, but you can't face up to it. I got a problem. I need to get some help. If you're in denial and you don't get that help, again, as I said earlier, pride comes with destruction. If you have that much pride, then yeah, you're going to stay in the same state you're in, and the marriage is going to crumble anyway. So addiction problems is number 6 on the top 10 list of why most marriages fail. So as I go down, those that's just getting in, I'm on number 5 now. This is one that you might want to put a star by, because this is one of the main ones that I see even through social media this is a problem. And this one is, at number 5, this one is friend problems. Hope this touched somebody tonight. Shabba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Close personal friends of either spouse. Now catch this, y'all. Close personal friends of either spouse do not always make the transition to friends of the marriage. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is self-explanatory. I'm going to say it again. Close personal friends of either spouse does not always make the transition to friends of the marriage. We know why. A lot of times they ain't married. A lot of times you was hanging out and y'all was doing a lot of things together. But now they got married, everything kind of changed. Let me finish. Some relationship with friends can be toxic. Some relationships with friends can be toxic to the marriage if they insert themselves between the spouses. A good friend, watch this, clear up for me. A good friend, A good friend, I'm down here. God, my eyes is crazy. A good friend will enhance a married couple's relationship. That's a good friend. I ain't talking about any friend. I'm talking about a good friend. It will enhance, the married couple's relationship. People who try to break a marriage apart are not quality friends. So you got a person that they say something like, and I hate the sound in a woman's voice, but girl, he ain't come home last night. You know what? Don't trip. That ain't the dude that God had for you, or a dude, and vice versa. In retrospect, man, you know what? She don't want to cook for you, man. You know what? Forget her. So, man, plenty of chicks that cook for you, man. You know what, man? You bring all the food home. You make all the money, man. You don't need. Listen, we don't need those type of toxic friends around us when it comes to relationship advice. We need to get somebody to say, you know what? Look, man, you've been with this girl for 10 years, man. Man, you're going to have to sit down and talk to her, man. You're going to have to pray with her. You're going to have to, you need that positive stuff. You don't need nobody that's miserable themselves, want to give you all these crazy types of dumb advices that don't have nothing to do with even nothing biblically, or don't have nothing to do with no positivity. If it ain't one or two, it got to be biblically sound things of scripture that can help you, or it had to be somebody mature in Christ that can kind of give you some wisdom, versus these clowns or your friends that they then had 4 divorces. They baby fathers is out of control, and he ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like the advice you need is from people that have been there, done that, and can give you some sound advice. Sound advice meaning something that they're not trying to feed you just for you to for you to be like, okay, man, yeah. No, they telling you, look, I've been married for over 15 years, and you're going to have some rough times. You're going to go through some rough things, and that's still your husband at the end of the day. He may be in a funk right now, but you can't just give up on him and just shut him out. You got to pray with him. You got to say, baby, look, I know we going through something right now, but I'm here with you. Words of encouragement. I'm talking about something else now, right? See, baby, I'm going through something right now, and I just want to let you know I still got your back, though. But just just pray for me, baby, or let's pray together. You got to have that positive mindset, because if you don't, and the first thing you want to do is run to social media and start venting to people and want to get validation and confirmation from them, the devil is in the midst of that, and I'm telling you, it ain't going to be good. Keep your relationship off social media. Keep your relationship private. For those women or men that say, if he don't openly want to express or show me off, or who, like, if you got to hide me, that's the enemy, man. Don't fall into that. Oh, yeah, you know what? If I show my girl off, that means she'll think it's really official. If your girl think that, then she's absolutely oblivious, and you crazy for even thinking that. No, nobody. You can go. Listen. You know how many people I know go on social media faking that I get inboxes from? They could have went to San Jablit or whatever they went, and can still go on post pictures and all this stuff. And guess what? I'm being 100 with this. Inbox me saying, I want to get out of this. I can't take this no more. He's toxic and or man, this chick, man, you know, she did this to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I found this in her phone. Or she, you know what I'm saying? She cleaned out my bank account and all that. But y'all just went on this trip to Hawaii. Y'all just went here. See, it's all a smokescreen. And it's all about trying to bring about an image to social media to make it seem like everything cool. That stuff don't mean nothing. You can be in relationships and posting all this stuff, and then 6 months from now, then y'all ain't together. And it makes you look stupid because now you got the answer to the people saying, what's up with you and Brad? What happened to y'all? What answer can you give them? That's why it ain't, everybody don't even know about your business. You get what I'm saying? And the friends, man, they not always the ones that you need to go to in certain things. Be mindful and use wisdom on who to go to when you going in through marital problems. I'm not saying I'm a genius, and I'm not saying I know everything, but I can tell you this, and I can guarantee this. Everybody that I've talked to and everybody I sat down to, I've helped them. I've helped people heal. I've helped people come to a conclusion on what they really want to do, because sometimes you're not going to always come to a conclusion where it's going to be for the good. And some people just get to a point where they done. But at least they can have the closure the right way. You know what I'm saying? So as much as I would want to say I have a flawless record on saving marriages, I don't. But majority of times I help and I do. And then sometimes before people even get married, I've sat down and talked to them. And the thing is this, they start to see things where they say, you know what? We're going to reconsider this. This is what I'm here for. This is the gift that I have. This is what I'm here for. So, again, I know everything, but I try to, this stuff I got written down now, this all facts. None of this ain't no what I think or how I feel. And these are all facts. I'm going to start all the way back up. I ain't going to say them again. The top 10 reasons why marriage failed. I went from time problems at number 10. Number 9 was expectation problems. Number 8, personality problems. Number 7, abuse problems. Number 6, addiction problems. Number 5, friend problems. So now I'm about to be at number 4. And this is another one that's mean. Sex problems. Sex problems. Sex problems can be a very detriment in a marriage or relationship. And let me bring up about the facts. Number 4 is sex problems. Sex is an important part of marriage and the source of many problems. It's important, but it's a source of many problems. I wonder why people don't communicate in their sex life. People don't say, you know what? Don't lie to a person and tell them that it's like this and it's really not like this, and whatever the case is. When sex is the end all and be all, your marriage or relationship will suffer because you can't intimately, and I'm giving y'all free game too. You can't intimately stimulate them, but only on one level. My goal as a man, and from the way I'm wired, is to stimulate a woman mentally. Because we know that 99% of everything is mental and only 10% is physical. That applies to everything in the world, in sports or whatever the case is. You have to stimulate a person, man or woman, from a point of the mental first, and everything else will go. So the sex may be whack. But you can always guide them, him or her, and show them different things to enhance it. But when you mentally driven to them, and you're mentally then sold into to them to a point where they are so in love with you in that capacity, the sex ain't gotta be great. Then the sex becomes a compliment. Because now you can have them so mentally in a place where, like, you know what? She might don't got the proper curves, or she probably ain't got the best way to do this or that. But because her mind got me in a different world, the sex is just, you know. And a lot of times with women, I know with women, the man doesn't have to be the greatest, have the greatest sex, or he don't even have the biggest, you know, joint or whatever. But he brings to the table the mental aspect of having you mentally sold into him so much that it kind of balances out everything. So I'm giving you game on that, and I'm gonna finish the other part about the sex. I'm at number 4. I'm gonna say it again though. Sex is an important part of marriage and the source of many problems. Every marriage requires the act. Listen, every marriage requires the act of consummation by sexual intercourse. Consummation, consume. Consummation, consume. Every marriage requires the act of consummation by sexual intercourse. Failure to consummate a marriage or problems with sexual frequency, quality, and infidelity are all common reasons for marriage failure and divorce. Let me go right back to that last part. I'm at number 4, sex problems. Failure to consummate a marriage or problems with sexual frequency, quality, and infidelity are all common reasons for marriage failure and divorce. I'm going to let that sink in for a second real quick. Understand me? Sex is a very big thing, man. They say it ain't everything. Well, it may be everything to somebody. But I know it's one of the reasons why marriages break up, why marriages fail. Because now the sex has become like, we ain't even, you know what? I don't even get it on the regular no more. Y'all know the saying. Before we got married, we was getting it every day, every other day, at least 2-3 times a week. Now, she said, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it. Or he saying, or he wanted too much. And now you saying like, oh, we was doing it, well, what you mean? We was doing it like 2-3 times a week. Now I get it once a month? Oh, nah. See, you can't do that. Let me go back to what I was saying again. Failure to consummate a marriage or problems with sexual frequency, quality, and infidelity are all common reasons for marriage failure and divorce. You got to keep that thing up. You got to find ways to redefine, keep that, try something different, reinvent, whatever the case is. Because it can't just be about you and what you want. You have to accommodate yourself in ways where if she like it like this, do it like that. If he want to get it like this or whatever he think to get off, and sometimes he don't know, she don't know. Talk to her like, look, this is one of the things I like to do where it makes me feel good, and vice versa. She usually like a certain way or touched a certain way. Talk to each other, communicate with each other. Don't just sit back and not like something and then wait 5 years and say, you know what, I don't like when you get on top because you don't know what you're doing. Man, it's a good time to say it now. Come on, man. You say, you know what? Let me show you how I like it done real quick. We ain't on a mature level to speak like that, but you got to do that sometimes. You want to get yours off? You want to enhance the marriage? You got to do it. Some people don't come into a marriage. Some people ain't been freaks all their life. Okay. Y'all catch that? Some people ain't been freaks all their life. So some people don't know how to come in and just say, you know what? Drop your pants down, baby, and just come get it. You have to initiate it. About to go to something else too. The problem with that too is You never want to feel like you always the one initiating something. You always the one to be like, you know what? Come here, babe. Like, or she like, I come in here, I do all this and do all that. That's the only way you want to do it. If I do this, or you say, you know what, man, you gotta always be smoke some weed to be able to want to do or get freaky with me. Like, I'm telling y'all, this stuff crushes marriages. I see it all the time. I've sat down with plenty of people to understand how vicious that sex thing is. So I'm telling y'all, man, go back and listen to this video. Share it with somebody. Take notes, because I'm telling you, this stuff going to help you, man. It's good work, man. Good work. So, moving along. I'm at number 3. And number 3 is on the list of the 10 most reasons why marriage failed is family problems. I'm going to say it again. Family problems. Need I say more? Or I'm going to say more. And I'm going to break it down too. Family relationships with children, parents, in-laws, siblings, and stepchildren are sources of marital problems. And I'm going to tell y'all, to this day, the blended family thing has ran a complete muck in a lot of our relationships when it comes to children that are older. Because they're already set in their mind. They haven't been in a grooming place and they can think for themselves, and which is good, but it kind of like take a little bit of the spark out of building some type of relationship. That's unfortunate, but that's nothing we can't stop. You can't help that you met somebody and their child was already 17. I can't help that I got a 21-year-old, but you got a 5-year-old. Like, those things we can't control, but you have to be mindful and we have to be open, but we have to have 2 people on one accord, the husband and the wife. When you're on one accord, you're not going to allow your parents or anything around you to dictate your marriage. If you sit and talk about the things that you need to talk about, what we're not going to allow and how we're not going to let the kids try to run amok and try to use us against each other, because that blended family stuff, that stuff is serious, man. You're not going to, oh no, come on, Leonidas. You're not going to allow certain things like that get in the way, because y'all already have an understanding. Y'all communicate on a level where as though the family problem thing shouldn't dictate your marriage, but it does. So let me say it again. Family problems is number 3. Family relationships with children, parents, in-laws, siblings, and stepchildren are all sources of marital problems. Raising children increases stress in the home and can cause minor differences of opinions to become a major rift in relationships. And that's what I was just saying. See, it can be small, you know what I'm saying? Raising children increases the stress in the home. And when you think about it, discretion is the better part of a valor when it comes to the family and marriage. So you have to be we have to use the proper communication skills with your spouse, and knowing that, you know what, Lord Junior lies a lot, or Lord Keisha, she got a problem with stealing. Jump on that early. Get on that right away. Because if you don't, they're going to use that against y'all, which is going to break up the family. And if you're one of those parents that say, you know what, no, my child she don't usually do this, she don't do that. Now you're in denial. So now she got you working against him, and now your child is, well, my child will never talk back. And so your child be talking back, and now they got the rift and the raft going between y'all, and now here comes the whole debacle. And you're done, man. You're done. And I understand that a lot of times we as people like to tend to gravitate to our kids because they are our kids. But when you talking about your marriage, you talking about your husband, you talking about your wife. Your wife is first, black man. Your wife is first under the covenant of God. And woman, your man, your husband is first. The man is submissive to God. The woman submits to the man. We talking about divine order. Ain't first. Some people want to get emotional, say, well, no, my kids, I love my kids. Listen, your husband first, and man, your wife is first. There ain't no in between. Ain't my uncle, ain't my mother. Oh, my mother, we cool, we tight, this, nah, ain't none of that. It's your husband first. I often say, like to bring up this analysis. You got your kids, you got your husband, or your wife on the boat. Use this in a way where you can put yourself in this position. Your kid's drowning, and your husband or your wife on the boat. Put yourself in a situation. Who do you save first? I like to use this because I like to see where people are really adamant about the covenant with God and how He shows us how that we supposed to always keep our wife or our husband first. When I hear people say, you know what, I'm going to save my kids. Well, you have the option. I'm going to save my kids first. They don't even have a clue that just right there, that they don't understand the power that lies in the covenant of becoming one when you get married. It's your wife first over everything. It's your husband first over everything. You got to save your husband. You got to save your wife. You love your kids. But the covenant and the power of the anointing that's on your life now and the oath you took with God is deeper than everything. Just like Christ loved the church, that's how we have to love our husband and our wife. It's deeper than that, man. You know, it's deeper than how we feel, how our emotions is. So I'm telling you, family problems, man. Family problems, man. It raises a whole lot of discourse when you're trying to maintain a marriage and the separation comes in because y'all didn't communicate in these blended families. And it happens a lot. I see it happen all the time. I talk to people all the time about, you know, I don't like her son. She don't like my daughter. We going through something right now as we speak and whatever the case is. And two people should be strong enough, if they're equally yoked, to say, you know what? Let's jump on this issue at hand so that we can be strengthened. So when they try to come to us and be like, Mom, Dad, I don't think he like me, or he ain't this, or whatever the case is, y'all can already be on point. Y'all can already be on point like, well, look, watch this. Dad said, I can go outside. I said you can't go outside. What you gonna go ask your father for? If I say you can't go outside, you can't go outside. So here's where the strength come in the relationship. The being equally yoked and being strong on being on one accord when it comes to communicating within the blended family. Oh, what your mother say? Don't try to get past me and ask me, oh, Dad, can I go to the movies? Well, what did your mother say? She said no. Well, that's what she mean. She mean we ain't going to movies. So, and the next time, don't come ask me something that she always said no, because you're going to be in double trouble. See, when you communicate like that, you ain't got to worry about your kids trying to bring stuff up and use use a significant other against you. That's what they do. Two strong people are not going to allow that, because they're going to already have a foundation and a communication level where the family ain't going around them, or the kids are going to be able to dictate how they're going to run their house, run their marriage, or more importantly, in the future, how to tear apart what God brought together. So, family problems is number 3. It's serious. And I'm going to go back to the narrative of family problems. Family relationship with children, parents, in-laws, siblings, and stepchildren are all sources of marital problems. Raising children increases stress in the home and can cause minor differences. Let me say it again. Minor differences of opinions to become major rifts in a relationship. So it starts off as small, little things, and it starts building up. Discretion is the better part of valor when it comes to family and marriage. So that's number 3. So now I'm going into number 2. And I'm starting from 10 to 1. And I didn't go from 1 to 10 because I did it for a reason. I went from the 10 least to the most reasons why marriages fail. So now I'm at number 3. Again, for y'all just chiming in, don't forget to go back and look at this again. Share it to somebody that may bless somebody, or it might be for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving y'all a good game. This and these are all facts. It's not my opinion. All facts. It's going to help a lot of people, and it's just something you really want to think about. Even before you get married, it can help you in that manner too. So number 2, communications problems. Communications problems. Okay. We all know this is a very serious one, but I'm gonna give you a narrative of it too. If a couple has communication problems prior to marriage, those problems are likely to get worse after tying a knot. It's gonna get worse. Don't think you're gonna go into a marriage and there's marriage problems and you say, well, maybe it'll change when we get married. No, it ain't. No. That's the lie that people want to live. It doesn't get that rolls. If you was hustling or tricking or smoking or drinking, whatever, it rolls over into the marriage. There is no, well, I thought he had changed, or I thought she had changed. What's up, cuz? Glad you chimed in, and go back and watch this, cuz this I gave 10 reasons why most marriages fail. All of them gonna bless you. All of the 10 reasons. I'm at number 2 now on the list. I only got one more left, and this one is communication problem. Man, this stuff, man, I've been teaching this stuff. I've wrote it down. I've got it programmed in my what's name. If you think I'm lying, I ain't got a lot of kick it, Craig, but I'm telling you, this stuff, I got this stuff written. I had already did a what's name one. I'm gonna show you real quick. If y'all think what I'm saying is just some type of like mumbo jumbo, this is what I got. This is the stuff. This is the stuff I had written down. It's written down. It's already written down, and I don't want to share everything, but it's written down. So I don't want to pretty much go into the next one without me going into it, but because I couldn't write it on my little time joints. I couldn't write it on here because there wasn't enough room, and I didn't want to keep holding up a card trying to read this little small thing. It's already small now. I can't really see it on there, but I had this written down a long time ago. But 10 reasons why marriages fail. Share it with somebody, bless somebody else, and I hope that this don't fall on deaf ears and it help a lot of people, man, because we need this. And this is something to have in your repertoire. Have something you say, you know what? Even if you're not married, you say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna think about this, man. Oh yeah, the sex. Cause go back and look at it. Sex is an important part of marriage and the source of many marriage problems. It's an important part of marriage, but it's a detriment. It's a real detriment if I just explained that. You have to be able to communicate on levels if it ain't getting good no more. If it's a lot of stuff, man. It's just so much stuff, man. But sex was at number 4. Family problems at number 3, and now I'm at number 2 with communication problems. And again, let me read it again. If a couple has communication problems prior to the marriage, those problems are likely to get worse after tying the knot. It is important that both partners are able to discuss every aspect of married life openly and on a regular basis. on a regular basis, not sometimes once a month, on a regular basis. A marriage without a two-way communication will not last long. It ain't gonna last long, because if you got one person wanting to work or saying, you know what, let's talk about it, whenever we just talk about it, or the other person saying, you know what, I'm gonna sweep it under the rug, and you know what happened? All that stuff builds up, and as soon as the big one hit, the big one hit, you know what happens? All those things that y'all didn't want to communicate about and talk about, it hits at once. So now you're talking about something. You remember the time you ain't come in that night? Or you remember the time that you put your hands on me? And you remember the time that you stole from me? And you going into all those things because you didn't communicate in the beginning, and you didn't openly have this conversation with your husband or your wife. You can't do that. You can't. You're not supposed to go to sleep and let the sun go down without even forgiving the person going into the next day. You don't want to go to sleep with that problem from that day, and that matter that you had that day. You don't want to go into the next day, the next morning. You don't want to even go into that time frame or that mind frame of not being able to come to some type of place where y'all can agree to disagree, maybe, or just say, you know what, let's just talk about this later, sweetheart. We both had a long day, but we gonna get back to this issue. But just to be like, you know what, man, forget it. I ain't even trying to hear it, and just walk away, and just you saying you done with it. That ain't gonna work. That don't fix the problem. That's one of the reasons why communication problem is very, very, very important. It's a two-way street. It can't be one person trying to communicate, and then you can't argue to want to get your point across and not want to listen. You can't go in defense mode, and you can't be emotional all the time and make the emotional rants. Sometimes the bigger person will have to humble themselves to say, you know what, I know this Negro wrong, but I'm going to sit and listen to him. Now, I'm going to go deeper than this, y'all. Y'all ain't going to like this, though, ladies. You have to sit and listen to your submission. If you understand the word submission. Oh, excuse me. Understand the word submission in the biblical text. I ain't talking about nothing else. I'm talking about the biblical text of submission. You have to understand that sometimes you might have to sit and listen to this dude that has been blowing you, has probably drove you crazy. Listen, you have to listen. And men, that doesn't mean that everything you say is right and that they're supposed to agree with it. But be very, very appreciative of the woman that submits to you, because they see that you submit to God. So obviously you're saying something that it may hurt. It may be like, you know, you kind of getting your thing off, but you're the head. And by her submitting and listening doesn't mean she's lesser of a person, and doesn't mean you bigger of a person. It's the blessing of being able to understand that y'all are working in a divine order, which is going to ultimately help the relationship anyway. So if you think that man, I don't feel like listening to him, you ain't even, you know what? Listen, we don't do all things always right. But guess what? We still have to submit to God. Even when we wrong, and even when we going through stuff that we think that, you know, he should let us off the hook on. Like, nah, we don't deserve it. Like, but we submit out of being humble. You get what I'm saying? Out of humility. And that's something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. It's very deep, the submission part of the communication of the marriage. And I just know that it's a two-way street, and if you don't communicate on things and get things out in the open and address it while it's right there, things pile up. And without communication, there's no relationship. It's just that simple. So that's number 2. And the last one is usually this. If y'all don't know, this last one is, man, this is a no-brainer. This is one that I've had more counseling sessions with. Out of all the marriage counseling I've been doing, this is one of the main thing that not just marriage, but just everything, that destroys everything. And first, let me go all the way back up, because I'm going to elaborate on this last one. I'm going to go all the way back up to number 1. 10 reasons why marriage fail. Don't forget, y'all, to share this. Go back and listen to this. It may help you. It's going to bless you, or it may bless somebody else. Top 10 reasons why marriage fail. You already said it. Yeah, I ain't got to listen. I ain't get to it yet, but I'm gonna get to that. But I'm gonna go to the top 10 again, and you can go back and listen for every one that I broke down. But starting from number 10, because I went from 10 to number 1. Time problems. Number 9, expectation problems. Number 8, personality problems. Number 7, abuse problems. Number 6, addiction problems. Number 5, friend problems. Number 4, sex problems. Number 3, family problems. Number 2, communication problems. Number 1, financial problems. I know that was a no-brainer, but man, financial problems. The Bible said this. For the love, not money, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Why you think that he talks about mammon in the beginning of time? Why you think the rich young ruler walked away from Yahweh when he was talking about how impossible it's going to be for anybody to get to the kingdom? And he gave the narrative of it's going to be like a camel going through the eye of a needle, meaning it's impossible. What's up, Kurt? I went through the communication problem. That was number 2. If you go back and listen to this, you'll see that number 2 was on the list. That was number 2. I just went through the whole little thing, but I'm at number 1 now. But nah, you right. Communication problems. I broke that narrative down. You and wifey go back and watch this, man, and it's gonna bless y'all, man. So and peace and blessings to the Lord one, man. I know you got the Lord one. Peace and blessings, man, to the Lord one. Go back and watch this whole thing, man. And I'm at the financial problems, and I was talking about money destroys everything. Money destroys marriages, friendships, governments, kingdoms, everything you want to name. Mammon. When you got your mind focused on money, and everything is about chasing that bag, and everything is about, having your possessions and where your treasure is, the Bible talks about, that's where your heart will be at. That's why the rich young ruler, when God went up to him and said, he said, I want to follow you, God. I'm trying to follow you. He said, well, you know what? To the rich young ruler, take all your possessions and go give it away, sell it, give it all away to all these people that need it, to the poor people. He looked at him. He looked at Yahweh and was like, nah, I can't do that. And he walked away sad. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where his heart was at, where his money and his riches was at. So at the end of the day, he spoke and said to the people, he left in a parable and said, now see, just like this man walked away from me, that's how hard it is. It's going to be, this is how the measure of him walking away and not being able to give his stuff away to follow me. Because he was saying, how do I get to, he said, what do I do to gain, to get close to you, to have this eternal life, to be able to walk with you and do your work? He said, well, first you're going to have to give up all your possessions and follow me. And he said, when he walked away to the rich young ruler, that, see, just like that, for all the people that's harboring and possessing to have riches, they're not going to be able to make it to heaven. And it's going to be like a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Meaning it's impossible for people that's hooked on money, or people that's everything is swaddled around money. Because it's not the money, it's the love of that money. So when you look at financial problems in a marriage, it's number 1. I've seen people marriage. Listen, thank you, Lord. People marriage for financial stability. There is no God in that, no way, shape, fashion, form. Just for financial stability. So the covenant ain't even really about you and God and her or him. The covenant is about the money. Well, I'm set for the rest of my life. My kids don't care, but there's no real true covenant in that. God ain't in the midst of that. You know what I'm saying? God ain't in the midst of that. Well, I married him because, he a famous rapper, famous basketball player, famous actor or actress, whatever the case is. And you got married for all the wrong reasons. So that relationship gonna crumble anyway. Financial, man. Financial problems is the everything in the world that revolves around the finances of any type of relationship goes into money. Do you really love me? Why y'all think prenups came in? All this stuff had to do with, and Satan knows this, man. He knows this. Prenups. If you're going into a marriage already with the prenup mentality, it's opening up an avenue of Satan saying, you know what? Nah, I came in with... Listen, you came in being a millionaire. But obviously, you done married this man or woman. She working at Walmart. You fell in love with her. But then you say to yourself, since Satan do like this. Hey, look, if you gotta be careful. Because you know everything you work for, man, something might go wrong. And he or she might be able to take you to court and take you for everything, See, why would you be, oh man, what, that's why being equally yoked, going in the same spiritual direction, I'm not saying it ain't gonna never happen, but let me give y'all a pointer. This is one of my pointers. If both of y'all are seeking the same things, and y'all are in love with each other, and it didn't have nothing to do with what you came to the table with already, but it had to do with more of how you both loved each other sincerely and authentic, then everything else can be a plus. So when things do shatter and things do fall, guess what you fall back on? Love. Guess what you fall back on? Trusting God with you and your finances, and you and him and her, and y'all say, we're going to dig ourselves out of this. We went through a month. We went through a situation, but baby, I got your back. You got my back. And we ain't got nothing. We got each other. What happened to that type of love? What happened to the type of love where people say, you know what? Well, man, you know what? You come, I'm down. Baby, I know you got me. And she willingly got you. Then you may be up, and she may be down. And you say, baby, I got you. People wait till somebody get into a situation, and now they're like, man, you gotta do something. You gotta work at McDonald's or something. You gotta do something. And I'm not saying not work nowhere or not be a person that's going to help provide or bring something to the table. But things happen, and then you have to be able to be humble and know that sometimes, man, you might be in a situation and you say, Lord, I pray that my wife is the type of person that I hurt my knee at my job. I might be down for 6 months. I hope she ain't the type of say, man, I can't do this alone, baby. You got to do something. You're going to have to go get a new knee, or you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to start selling some crack. And it's women out here that put pressure on men like that. Instead of saying, you know what, baby, get yourself back right, heal. You know what I'm saying? I need you, but I got you. We're going to be all right. And encourage him. Encourage that man. As long as he's doing everything else and bringing other things to the table other than at that moment of working, then you support him. You love him. You keep encouraging him. And the same goes with a woman. Woman making 6 figures, and listen, and then something happened to her. But you the dude that's working at Walmart, getting $15 an hour. Now you have to come into play and kind of take more of a heavier role. But you do it. In the midst of that, your wife going to be a little messed up. She's going to be dealing with something. You don't be like, look at you, man. You just sitting around the house, just eating, you just getting fat. Like, what you doing? Like, no, we can't do that with each other. And we got to understand, like, money comes and goes. It ain't got to do with money. You're going to always run into a situation where the money going to run out, and or you run into a pickle. If your mind is not in a humble place where you say, you know what, I'm going to take this lump, I got to bite the bullet, but God, I trust you. It's only temporary, but I got my baby because I know she got my back. I got my baby because I know even despite this, she ain't gonna make me feel like I'm no bum or make me feel all crazy. And just like as well as a woman, like, you know what, like, he never treated me different. He still treated me like a queen. He cooked for me in the morning. He cooked breakfast for me. He still took me on these nice nights out and by the water, and we went and got stuff to eat. We still did things and had fun together. And he never made me feel like I was less than who I was. And and she's still doing stuff around the house, but she just ain't got it right now. She just can't contribute or bring nothing to the table right now, and it's warranted. It happens because y'all gonna have up and down. This is where the balance come at. This is where you need both of each other. This is where you know and it gets sent to a place of testing, of saying, you know what, we've been through it all, but my baby ain't going nowhere. We've been through it all, and we grounded it out, and we made it work, but we trusted God in the midst of that. See, that's the whole thing. God He's the beginning and He's the end. And when you look at stuff like that, and I don't care what you're going through, lights can be off tomorrow, or y'all ain't got that much food in there. But I guess what? He gonna come in there and he gonna say, you know what, babe, I only got $10. I know the bill's paid, but I don't know we gonna eat tonight. I don't get paid till Thursday, but it's Wednesday. You got the $10. You know what you do, men? You know what I'm saying? You go and say, I can go get this is what I'm good at. I can go get a pack of chicken. Or matter of fact, I'm gonna get some cold cuts. I'm gonna make some cold cuts, get some juice, something, and we just eat on this tonight. But you make it happen. And then because she like, you know what, dang, baby, we ate cold cuts tonight, and she humble and like, we good, we can wait till another day. And it's all about you having to be able to understand what it means to love each other unconditionally when you're going through all that. See, we don't need nobody that's going to be there when you're up. We don't need nobody that's going to be there when you're in a situation where, you know what, Brad was getting that money back in the day. Well, it ain't out here no more. So now he living a different life. And now everything is accounted for. He budgets his money right. And he's focused on things that matter. He ain't worried about getting the new J's. He ain't worried about getting that new Lex. He ain't worried about having all this stuff. He worried about family, and he's contributing to his family in ways where as though it's going to mean something for the long run. It's cool to have money. It's cool to do nice things, but we have to understand, for my age, I'm 40 plus, we ain't into the life of trying to please people or trying to stay or keep up with something. It's okay to grab your girl some shoes sometime. It's okay to go buy your man a nice watch sometime. That's cool, but we talking about priorities now. We talking about we got kids that are grown now. We talking about things that are going to keep the family together, that's going to keep y'all strong and bonded and knowing what to do and not jump out there and live above your means. We talking about how we can just sit in the house. We eating cold cuts today. We eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches today. Hey, there ain't no whole lot of food in there, but guess what? We got some cup of noodles up there. Hey, baby, I'm going to eat some cereal tonight. You know what? I only got a few dollars on me, but don't worry about it, baby. I got a check coming in tomorrow. You know what? We're going to go out and get something to eat tomorrow. I'm going to go get some groceries tomorrow. It's about being on one accord, man. And the money should never dictate your marriage. It should never dictate your friendship. It should never dictate nothing. Because money comes and goes. You can't go with it. That's why when I had money, I never based my friendships or anything or relationship or anything on money, because I know people can change in a heartbeat when it comes to money. And where your money is where your heart will be. So I'm looking at people that's going through these financial problems because what they used to have and what they was getting, sometimes it's going to change. You have to fall back and be humble. And then he may become the breadwinner. Vice versa. Then she may become the breadwinner. You have to know how to say, you know what, this is all of ours. We got to look at it and say this, you know what, 2 is always better than 1. Let me tell y'all something, man. 2 is always better than 1. For all these women out here telling me, I don't need a man and I'm independent. We wasn't designed. Listen, y'all wasn't designed to be alone. Granted, it's a bunch of clowns out here. It's a bunch of people out here that's not being responsible men. That's walking away from situations. But you got to look at yourself and saying, what you keep laying down with, what you keep attracting. You can't keep on blaming the men. But the men is sometimes in so much of a bad situation because they scared that they don't know if they're going to have to deal with, okay, it didn't work. So I still want to be in my child's life. I still want to be supportive. But then like, is she going to get bitter and want to take me court for child support, even though I want to be in my child's life? So you got a lot of men, they be like, I'm gone, man. I ain't trying to deal with this. And I'm not justifying and saying it's a good thing, but I'm telling you what happens with a lot of men. Then you have a lot of men, they getting on the bad end of the stick of some other clown that was with your your peoples, and now they have to deal with the hurt. They have to endure and go through the hurt of her dealing with her past relationship. See, we up against a whole different animal, ladies. We don't get the support. We don't have hardly nobody, everything, because we always get all men like this, all men like that. Well, you got 5 dudes of the same kind. You got to start looking in the mirror and say, is it me? You know what I'm saying? I always say, God, show me me. You got 5 men, that all the 5 men you deal with, they was even from the streets, they stayed in the club, or they all got shot up before. You keep attracting these type of dudes, and they not with none of their baby mothers. What you expect? What do you expect? Even men, vice versa, man. And cuz, look at the ratio. Like, it's an alarming rate. Listen, y'all. 2 to 3 years of marriage. 2 to 3 years of marriage is all we got. That's all they're giving us. This facts, 2 to 3 years. So 18 months is like it's a probation period to see whether or not you're gonna do it. You know how many people I've talked to in the 18 months was ready to give up? It was ready to give up. I'm telling y'all, man, if God is not in the center of your relationship, if God is not the foundation, if God is not the rock, if y'all not equally yoked, if you don't know his and her love language, and this is the next thing I'm going to teach on too, y'all, the 5 love languages. A lot of people that's married don't even know their significant other love language and wonder why they can't keep their love tank filled, because they don't know that she's like physical touch, but you like quality time, but he like words of affirmation, but he like gifts, and you don't even know what, so you buying her gifts, but she want quality time. And you like physical touch, but he like words of affirmation. I'm gonna put y'all on game, man. I'm gonna get y'all right, man. This is the next thing I'm gonna bring about, man. The 5 love languages. I teached on this about 5 times, and I think I did like 3 times on live where I broke down to try to help people to know what their love languages is, because it's sad because a lot of people in these relationships don't even know their significant other love language. That's very important. 3 things I ask people every time I sit down with people that are get engaged and about to get married, or they already married. First thing is this: did you take this situation of marriage to God first? Not your friend, not your mother, none of that. Did you take it to God first to hear from him? 2, what's up, Tracy? Are you equally yoked? Most powerfulest thing you got to know, that we both go in the same spiritual direction. We both got the same spiritual fortitude on where we want to go and what we believe. That means everything. You can't be Muslim and she be Buddhist. She can't be Catholic and you be Christian. It don't work like that. That's being unequally yoked. I'm about to give y'all something real quick too. You can marry into sin. Did you know that you can marry wrong? You can marry into sin, and it can be a sin. And the covenant that you think you went into, it's not even in God's will. I'll give you an example. I'll break it down to you. I'll give you 2 ways: man and man, woman and woman. It's just that simple. That's ungodly. That's not of the Bible. And I'm not taking a shot at nobody, but I'm giving you 2 things that's facts from Scripture. You can marry into sin, meaning God doesn't, first of all, one of the things he hates is, and his abomination is, homosexuality. So if you marry into, and I'm just giving you one thing to think about. If you married into that, those people think they are married, but they don't have a covenant with God. They don't have, that's not even set in stone. You can get a license. You can get somebody to talk over you, to wed you. That don't mean nothing, because it's not legally in the eyes of God. It's not legally correct to do it that way. So you can marry into sin and wonder why the relationship crumbles very fast, or it's just a matter of time that it crumbles. Or he'll actually allow it to happen, because 2 things we have to understand is, just because you marry into sin doesn't mean he not gonna let it keep on going. He gonna let it go as long as he want to make you learn a lesson in some things and bring about things in life that may be deadly, because it all sin is the path to everything that goes, and everything that's against God's word is going to allow you to fall into the death trap. So what I'm saying is, relationships that doesn't have a true biblical stance on how they do it is already outside of the will of God. So that's not going to work anyway. So we have to understand that, man, we can marry into something wrong. You get what I'm saying? We can marry into something wrong. And I'm gonna specifically go back to the last thing for those who just chiming in, because this is my last point, and I'm gonna get out of here. And it was the 10 most top 10 reasons why marriage failed. This is something I had written down. I printed it out and I saved it on my hard drive. And I speak about this a lot, and it's something that I talk about when I sit down with people that's even engaged or they got married. And let me go for the top 10 reasons again, and let me get out of here, y'all. And don't forget to share this. Go back and watch this, man. Go back and listen to this, because it's going to bless and help everybody. This is not none of my opinions. These are all facts. All facts. The top 10 reasons marriage failed. And I went from 10 all the way down to 1. I'm going to say it again. And you can go back and listen to the narrative of how I broke each one down. Number 10 is time problems. Number 9 is expectation problems. Number 8 is personality problems. Number 7 is abuse problems. Number 6 is addiction problems. Number 5 is friend problems. Number 4 is sex problems. Number 3 is family problems. Number 2 is communication problems. And number 1, the one we're talking about now, is financial problems. And I'm going to break down the last one again. For the most part, financial problem. It's the lack of open communication, y'all. It's the lack of open communication about money problems that jeopardizes a marriage more than the financial problem alone. Let me say it again. For the most part, it is the lack of open communication. Let me say it again. The lack of open communication about money problems that jeopardizes a marriage more than the financial problems alone. Let that sink in for a second. Everyone has financial issues concerning bills, debts, and spending budgets. How a couple deals with those issues can make or break the relationship. So I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to ride on out with this one. Number 1 on this list is financial problems. For the most part, it is the lack of open communication about money problems that jeopardizes a marriage more than the financial problems alone. Everyone has financial issues concerning bills, debts, spending, and budgets. How a couple deals with those issues, the couple, how they deal with the issues can make or break a relationship. So we can have issues about money. You bring these things to the table first. Have an open conversation. You know, I owe from something back in this or this. You start bringing about the things so y'all can know what to deal with. Say, okay, well, she got a loan and she got to pay off, and okay, he still owe IRS and thank you, Lord. You speaking to me, but nah, you have all these different type of issues where y'all can talk and break it down, so it don't be no surprise. Like, you ain't telling me you owe child support from back in 2004, and you don't want no surprises. And when you openly communicate about the problems, it's gonna help. But if you don't, it jeopardizes the marriage more than the financial problem alone. So, you know you got the financial problem, but you're going back to the fact that you didn't openly talk about it. If you don't openly talk about it, now you're dealing with a whole different pickle. So now they're saying you've been disingenuous, you lied, or you kept something under. Like, I ain't tripping off the fact that what you owe. I ain't tripping off the fact that what you was behind in, but we ain't even talk about it. Hope y'all getting this, man. Get this, man. So that's a big issue. And then the last thing, we know ain't nobody straight. We can say, you know what, I'm financially straight and all. Ain't nobody straight. We all going through financial issues in some way, shape, fashion, form, whether it's big or small, and some type of bill, some type of debt, or spending budgets. Me personally, I will say this because I learned this from Pastor Ballard, even from like 10 plus years ago. I was always good with money. I'm great on budgeting. If you know that you in a relationship where somebody do a lot of spending, y'all have to stop that. Or they don't know how to budget their money, or they don't know. You got to be the one to say, you know what, I'm good with money, babe. Let me do the money thing. Let me budget the money. Let me save the money. Let me put the money up versus you doing it. And they got to be truthful to say, you know what, I ain't good with money. I don't know how to. I can't really budget my money right, and because it's one thing to make. Listen, you can make 6 figures and blow your money just like that, but you can be like me, and I know how to keep $100 for a whole week. You know what I'm saying? Or I know how to stretch money. Whereas though the person that got the more money, they were like, "Dang, well, you know what? You make more, but why are you able to?" He able to budget and manage $500 better than you do $10,000. I don't know this for. I don't know who that was for, but I'm telling you, man. So you got to be able to be strong enough and be mature enough to say, if you're not the one that can handle the money good in the relationship, in the marriage, then let that person take over and be able to manage the money the right way and do the right things with it. It's like, baby, hey, when you get off of work, every time you get off of work and you take your money and you gotta go gamble, or that goes back to something else and the other problems in the relationship that y'all can go back and read. But and like, when you get off, give me the money. I'm gonna put the money in the bank and I'm gonna do this with it and that and this and that and here. And it ain't about you being on sucker, man. But it's about you being able to have money and not get off work every Friday and you come in the house, you got $5 to your name every week, and now you and your wife going through these problems because they're like, what happened to you? Did you pay the car note? Or what happened to getting this? Or what happened to getting that? Oh, babe, just as well as women too. She get all work and say, you know what? I'm going to spend all my money. I'm going to go buy me a bag. I'm going to go do this and do that. And say, you know what? I'm just going to bank off of him and his money. And I'm going to spend all my money. And I'm going to say, you know what? He going to take care of it. But what if he taking care of stuff and now y'all run into a pickle where he be like, well, babe, I took care of this and took care of that. And, and I had to get some food and I put gas in my car, your car. And she said, well, Dad, well, how am I going to be able to get this because I spent all my money? I thought you was going to... Nah, that's being negligent, man. And you can't be like that. It goes back to communicating on a financial level or being able to know who has a strong point on being mature. And the word I want to use is responsible with the money. We have to understand that. So we can't be stupid out here. We can't be on our head doing anything. Like, I ain't going out buying no $250 pair of phones no more. I don't need to. I got all the phones. I had all the phones when I was in the streets hustling. So I don't need to go out there and I got a child that's grown or I got people around me that's still trying to act like they keeping up with whatever they keeping up with. Man, it's nothing wrong with looking good. There ain't nothing wrong with keeping yourself up. Yeah, but it comes a point where you can't make childish decisions based off of what you're trying to keep up with. And if you got to do it, I understand. But don't let that come back to haunt you and say, you know what? Well, you be buying all this and now I can't get me a pair. I can't get no Gucci belt. And see, that comes up into play. That'll start coming up. Because you being able to get something that she able to get or she able to get something you can't get. So now y'all arguing about that like, well, you spend the money on what you want to spend the money on. Let me spend the money on let's spend the money on what we need instead of what we want. See, open communication. Again, Kurt going back to communication thing, man. And let me say it again because Kurt said it. Number 2 on the list was communication problems. If a couple has communication problems prior to marriage, those problems are likely to get worse after tying the knot. It is important that both partners are able to discuss every aspect of marriage life openly on a regular basis. A marriage without two-way communication will not last long. So to get back to your point, Kurt, and I hope it's helping you too, good bro. That communication was number 2. It's serious when it comes to communication. Listen, ain't no marriage, ain't no friendship, ain't nothing going. It doesn't last without communication, man. It's serious, man. So Don't forget, y'all, share this, man. Go back and watch this, man. I ain't trying to be too long. I was already long that I wanted, but I had to elaborate because people were just getting in, and I wanted to break down from 10 all the way to 1. Y'all share this if y'all can, man. Next thing I'm gonna be talking about, I'm gonna go back with the 5 love languages. That's gonna really bless y'all. You can even go online and do. It's my man Gary Chapman. He got a book. He got an online thing where you can go do a survey on knowing what your love language is, and it'll help you out a whole lot in your relationship, man. But I can teach on it. I taught on it plenty of times. I know from the back of my hand. It's good work. And again, man, it's all about we having this mature dialogue, openly willing to get that elephant out the room. You know what I'm saying? It's in the room, but get the elephant out the room and address some issues to help people, man. That's what I'm here for. So I love y'all, man. Financial problems, man. It's the #1 killer, man. It's the #1 killer from 10 to all the way to 1. Financial problems. It's the #1 killer of all relationships, friendships, and even beefs. So again, man, I'm out. I love y'all. For all my married people, man, love your person daily. Try to reinvent. Love is sacrifice, and more importantly, forgiveness. I'm out. I'm gonna pray for everybody, and I'm gonna get about it. Dear wise and eternal Father, I come boldly to your throne, Lord. Just thank you yet for another time for me being able to share some truth, Lord, some information, Lord, that's going to be able to feed somebody's spirit, Lord. More importantly, be able to help somebody, Lord, that's currently married or somebody thinking about getting married or maybe engaged, Lord. But more importantly, Lord, we know that as long as you get the glory, Lord, as long as you allow me to be used to bring the information to people and help them, that I know that it's falling on good soil and at least somebody, at one person that can help. So I ask you, Lord, for those who have listened, Lord, that they had an ear to hear and eyes to see that it was right with them, and that God gave them the confirmation of what they needed to help them, Lord. I ask you, Lord, that they take this truth and they share it, and it be a blessing to somebody else. But more importantly, Lord, that it does something in their life that they can learn from, and ultimately help them get closer to you and understand that those 10 reasons, those top 10 reasons that marriage to breaks up relationship should be every reason for you being the person that want to become someone that does the opposite and helping your relationship or somebody else. So we ask you, Lord, to bless those who have listened tonight, and more importantly, Lord, we ask you, Lord, to look over my for those who are out right now, or maybe in the streets, or maybe going through something rough tonight, or probably have something on their mind, maybe grieving, or going through stress or depression, or any type of thing in or way, shape, or form where they don't get sleep, Lord, that they give it to you, Lord, that they sleep perfectly tonight, that you keep your hands around their family, and that they have peace within their mind, body, spirit. We give you all the praise and all the glory in Jesus' name, amen. So go back to watch this. That was good stuff. I hope y'all get this, man. Don't forget to share it. And again, man, I get a pleasure with helping people. But Kurt, my man Kurt Diddy, and everybody else, Niecy, Johnson, you just got on here, Lane, Chantel, everybody came on tonight, man. Juanita, bless y'all, man. I'm out. I said I won't go that long, but I wanted to break all these down again, man. 10 top reasons why marriages fail. Love y'all, man. I'm out.